Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about my kindergartner's homeschool curriculum. So if you'd like to keep watching, please sit back and enjoy. Thanks. So what I wanted to talk about is Masterbooks, Simply K. I started this in May with my son who had just turned 5, like freshly just turned 5. We started it the day after his birthday. What I really like about this is it has a Charlotte Mason flavor to it. So it incorporates a lot of coloring and movement and just fun little cute activities that really drive the point home. This is a religious Christian curriculum. So if you are not religious, this may not be for you. What I really like about this is I've tried multiple things for my son. I've tried moving beyond the page, which was just his attention span is not there, and it just would go right over his head. He couldn't sit long enough for the books, and it was really difficult. He just wasn't developmentally ready for it. And on top of that, learning differences made it not work for him. It is a program meant for gifted children. I do believe he is a very bright child. I just don't believe that the learning style was for him. There was nothing wrong with the curriculum. It just wasn't for us. Then we also tried The Good and the Beautiful for pre-K or preschool. It was preschool, The Good and the Beautiful. Oh no, let me fix it. Then we tried The Good and the Beautiful, and that was too fast-paced for him. The lessons were shorter, which was fantastic, but he wasn't retaining anything because he just either wasn't developmentally ready and I started it too soon, or the fact that it was moving too fast for him was an issue. So it didn't work out, even though I absolutely adore The Good and the Beautiful. Nothing bad to say about them. Again, it was that it just wasn't a fit for him. Then I came across Masterbooks, and I wanted a curriculum that was faith-based and that had Bible lessons incorporated into it. Now this is very heavy on Bible lessons, and they also have there's Young Earth and then there's Old Earth viewpoint, and Masterbooks has a Young Earth standpoint. So if that's not what you're gonna want to teach your kids, you can either leave that part out, or you can just simply, I guess, not use the curriculum. I don't know. It's not a big deal for me. I believe in more of the Old Earth view just because we have carbon dating and all that other stuff. And I know science is always changing, but that doesn't mean that I don't have the same faith. So I still want to use this curriculum, which is fantastic. So what I really like is the author Carrie Bailey. I hope I said her name right. How she wrote this curriculum works so well for my son, and I think part of the reason is because she taught students with special needs in public school. And I think that the way she touches upon, it's just one letter a week, it's slow, it's hands-on, she gets kids' hands involved in what they're doing. It's very kinesthetic learning. My son, being a very active 5-year-old boy, really needs that kinesthetic learning, and he really needs to be able to keep everything just like boom, 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 boom. So he doesn't have the big attention span, so we just need to like do a little bit, move on, move on, move on. And this kind of drives that point where it just really, I don't know, it's just so well done. So I absolutely love this for him. So what I really love too, there are 4 areas of focus in each lesson. There is the Bible, learning lessons from God's world and how we can live for him. There is rhyme time. So every single week we have a new poem that adds new vocab words as well. Life skills is really good. I actually love that. He learned how to fold a t-shirt. It's just something that I wouldn't think to like incorporate in his daily schedule. And it's like, let's see if you can fold this t-shirt. And he did it. He learned it right away. And now he's so excited about folding t-shirts. and ABCs, obviously, so you're learning your ABCs, and it's a letter a week, and it's 3 days a week. You have an ABC chart, teacher resource. You have these mini books, which are fabulous. I love these little mini books. He can read these himself because he sees the letter A, and then he sees the type of picture, and he'll say A, apple, A, antelope. So he can read it himself, and it gives him that boost in confidence. The teacher narrative is so simple. All you have to do is just read it and you're good to go. And then after 26 lessons, they'll begin to learn their sounds and being able to read some simple sight words. The scope and sequence does it by week. So it says week 1, week 2, week 3, and then it says, for example, week 1 is letter A. Understanding weather terms, review colors, cutting skills, and tracing. Then you have your rhyme. ABC tumble down D, which he really enjoyed that. That was fun because as we were saying it, we were throwing a ball back and forth. Like I said, that movement. He needs that movement-based learning, which is fabulous for him. And then you have Noah's Ark and the Rainbow Promise. So you learn about Noah's Ark, and you get to color a beautiful coat and all that other fun stuff. So you get a little piece of Bible in every single lesson. At the beginning of the week, it says lesson prep page, and it will give you a supply list to look ahead, objectives, memory verse, and extended activities that you can do if your student would like to do some more activities, or if you would like your student to do some more activities. And they also talk about course supplies. So I'm going to read you their life skills. Show the student the weather chart. So you're learning about the weather. This is lesson 1, day 1. It says, weather impacts how we dress each day. We have all kinds of weather, don't we? Some days it is sunny, while other days it is rainy. Different times of the year and different places we live affect the temperature. So I would continue to read that to him for the lesson. And then you would go over Genesis 6, chapter 6, verses 9 to 9:17. So you're going to go over the Bible verses and read it. I like to read our own children's Bible because it has more pictures and it's more animated, and then we talk about it in the book. So we'll talk about it when we say let's review our colors, remember God's promise. So you're doing all about the rainbow. We really love the echo read the verse because it adds kinesthetic movement. Am I saying that right? Kinesthetic movement into it. So the first one, it shows you, it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. So he would do those as we would say them, and he ends up memorizing those verses because we have the body movement in with it. We also have in it tracing, and that was just on day 1. The lessons are short enough that it keeps his attention span. It's absolutely fantastic. And you could even, looking ahead on the week, you could go to the library and pick out books that you think would go along with the lessons too. Okay, I really want to talk about lesson 2 for Learning B because that one was a huge hit. So at one point it says, for optional, you could draw a picture to illustrate the poem on a separate piece of paper. And this was for Baba Black Sheep poem. Instead, I have sheep's wool, and we ended up making these, and then we would do these while we sang Baba Black Sheep. He already knew it by heart, but it just made it more fun. Another thing that he really, really loved, so one of the points it says, in the Bible it talks a lot about shepherds. What do you know about a shepherd? Shepherds take care of sheep. Jesus is known as the good shepherd, and we are known as his sheep. In memory verse John 10:14, it says, I am the good shepherd, I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. So we ended up playing a game where he had to go in the next room, and I had to say, Noah! And if I said it in my regular voice, he would come running to me. But if I said, Noah! And I was being all silly, he would not come to me because it wouldn't be my voice. So it was kind of like, made that game really fun, but it made the point of what it was trying to say about Jesus and us being his sheep and his followers, that he knows us in our hearts. So he absolutely loved it. They just have so many hands-on activities, like ideas to go with the lessons, that a lot of the times we just do that. And then also, along with the lessons, it comes with flashcards. I end up using from moving beyond the page, I ended up having these flashcards instead. So what I do is I use these flashcards, and every single day I go over the flashcard. I have him say, A, apple, ah. So A, apple, ah. B, bear, b. So we go over the flashcards every single day so that he remembers and doesn't forget what we went over, because he will end up forgetting the letters that we just went over. So it's definitely helping with his letter retention. It's a much slower pace. It's such a gentle approach. It's Charlotte Mason flavored. I have nothing but good things to say about this curriculum. And like I said, if you do not want a religious curriculum, this is very heavy on Christian flavor. Very heavy. So if you want a secular program, I don't think you could even make this work trying to take out the religious aspect, because it's so intertwined into the curriculum, which for me, that is something that I was looking for. But if you are looking for something that is completely secular, or that you could easily just like take out bits and pieces of religion and make it secular, this wouldn't work for it. But for me, it's absolutely fantastic. It's been a godsend getting him to learn his letters and the sounds, and going at a much slower pace, and being very hands-on and kinesthetic and movement based, and just, I don't know, it's fun. So I'm gonna do a quick little flip through so that you can kind of see what the book looks like for yourself. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more in-depth videos of homeschool curriculums. I'm learning this one day at a time. See y'all later.